Greetings, hi, TheWarOwl greets you, and welcome to another Matchmaking Academy, where you are the star for all the wrong reasons. But don't worry, we're going to go through and figure out what those reasons are and help you improve at Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Our hero today is TheWarOwl. However, he is part of the team, and we can see it show up right here. That means all 5 of these guys are queued together. They said they've been playing together for a year. And what's really cool is if you queue with everybody in the same Steam group, the Steam group name shows up here instead of Terrace, and I think that's really neat. I like that feature. They're a Master Guardian 2 team. That's here. And they sent in 2 rounds of strats they said didn't work out. So we're going to go through and figure out what went wrong to help them improve. Just give a few little pointers. 3 players got picked so far. Pretty much they're screwed, and these 2 guys are going to have to save for the rest of the round. 1 minute and 15 seconds, and they've already lost. That's pretty dang bad. So let's hop back and figure it out. Oh, his favorite fish is tuna cheek. Ew. So this was the first player who got picked. Let's figure out what happened. There's our buddy Growl on the left who sent this in. And let's see if we can help this. Okay, so they know there's an AWPer there. They have intel, and what a noob. That could easily have been avoided. I'm gonna hop in game and show you how. I'm a terrorist, and I want to deal with an AWPer who's over there. Very specific situation, but let's talk about it. I've actually shown how to do it in a previous video. I don't even know if you remember that, but I did. So, the situation in particular was this. We had Growl, our hero, over here. By the way, you can't spell Growl without owl. Anyway, he was over here. For some reason, he peeked, let himself be seen by an AWPer, which, by the way, that's probably a bad idea, but he got the intel, so now they have an AWPer. Seems like he told his teammate, flash me out, buddy, or something like that, and this guy was like, all right, let's flash it. Boom, got killed. Really silly to peek here and throw the flash like that. You don't have to do that. So let me give you let's talk about the AWPer here. You have to deal with an AWPer. Flashing him out is a good idea, so their minds were in the right place. What the flash does, and what you're doing with the flash, is for a few seconds, it forces the guy to fall back and allows you to take that angle. So that's pretty much all you're looking for with a flash. It's probably not going to get you a kill. It's just going to give you that extra position, which I think that's what they were trying to do. So this player has the flash. There's 2 things you can do with the flash. 1, flash yourself out so you can run with the flash, and 2, flash for your teammate so your teammate can run out there as you throw the flash. Now from this position, this player could have actually really helped Growl out by throwing this flash. Now watch this. You simply aim at this window up here. You can line up this wall with here if you want to get it exact or something like that. And as you're running, throw it, keep running, goes off across the corner, and immediately you're in position to push out. So that flash would have hit the AWPer if he was watching it. If he saw it or if he knew about it and was able to avoid it, see, we can jump up here. This is where it goes off. It'll definitely hit him. If he can avoid it, at the exact moment, boom, you've taken this position. Wherever he's standing, you're able to move out here. He has to peek you now. And with an AWP, that's difficult after the nerf. Now, if you do flash him, and where he was standing, it's kind of weird. I think it was like right here, right? So the flash goes off. He has to go like that. And you now have that angle. If he screws up and gets flashed and is standing there, boom, you got a free kill. So that's just a much better way to deal with this situation in particular. So here is the second player who got picked. So let's figure out what happened with him. And looks like he's the AWPer. He's going to get boosted up and should just hold this angle right here. We know the CT has pushed up forward at mid. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my goodness! Oh, well, you know what you did wrong there, buddy. Do I even have to explain it? I guess I do. Let's hop in game. I'm a terrorist, and I want to play AWP up the boosty thingy at mid. Alright, so I don't have a teammate to boost me up here, so I'm going to have to do it solo. Alright, there we go. Now, when you get boosted up here, first thing you want to be checking is highway, right? That's the first place you can see. It's dangerous to peek here. There could be somebody watching it with an AWP. Most of the time, the AWPer is just going to chill right here until the player throws a flash or something else at mid to where they need him to start peeking. But if you actually want to peek, first place you peek is like right there. Then in case the player is pushed up close, you know, a lot of times players will push up close to try to pick the player playing boost. Then it looks like he was trying to peek mid right here. Then you check that angle. What he did is ran straight out here. Now that's really stupid because now you're exposed from many different places. Let's count them. 1, a player where he got killed from. The player just like ran up middle and stood right here, which is a common spot. That's a very smart place to play as CT. I recommend it if you don't have an AWPer mid or something like that. The second, boosted inside of the vents. A player could have, from the CT side, boosted up inside of the vents and killed him from there. The third, sandbags. And the fourth, at mid. So that's 4 different positions. Well, we're running up mid, but that's not going to happen. So like 4 different positions where he could have just been destroyed from... Oh! 5. A player who ran up middle on this side to try and peek the player up here. So that was just really stupid to run out here. I'm sure you're all aware of it, watching and seeing what he did and how silly it was. So, yeah, we don't really have to talk about that much more. But let's talk about something else. Let's talk about mid. And I think the reason this player didn't check that common position was because there was no smoke at middle. So most of the times, when the players are going to push up middle, CTs are going to throw a smoke like that, land it right inside of the middle thing so that they can push up. Now, if you see that smoke, one of the cool things you can do is wallbang right there, right? Because that's when he's like, if he's running up hugging this wall, he'll get hit. We've seen like double kills by Chris J with the scout. You ever see that? That happened. Anyway, usually that smoke is thrown. The smoke wasn't thrown, so the player didn't peek it. So you kind of have to expect, especially in matchmaking, that your enemies are not too bright and may just run up middle. Mid control is very important on this map because it opens up so many possibilities. Going over to B side, going highway to split A, even getting behind them at middle. Mid control is what you should be shooting for in the early game. And if you can't get it, that's okay. You fall back from that and you readjust. But here's like kind of the very basic opener. Like everybody knows these smokes and flashes I'm going to show you to work on mid control. So the first one is a smoke that's going to block off mid. This is going to prevent an AWPer from playing it, so you don't have to worry about that position anymore. How you do it is you look at this like this plus thing. You look at the top half of there, and when you're at the end of the white stuff, you do a running jump. And what that will do is perfectly land right in the middle. So it's like when you're at the ends of these steps right here and looking right there, keep your crosshair straight and just do a running jump like that. Now the next thing, as you're continuing to run, you can pull out a flash immediately and throw this flash. Now that flash is great. It is perfect timing to hit the players as they're moving out there to try to watch middle. From middle, if he tries to push forward or anything, or if he's running down here, it'll hit the player around the corner. It's a very good flash. It's one of those running flashes we talked about earlier, and there's a bunch of them on this map. So that very simply is as you're running in, as soon as you get to the threshold here, the entrance, aim at the middle of this and throw it. It'll pop perfectly down here, right out the door, like directly out the door. So it will hit players who are around the corner. It's a really nice flash you can throw. And then as you're running, you can move out and take the angle. Let me just add that this is all assuming that they don't throw the smoke here. And this is why you have to throw a smoke at the start, because T's are going to be working on taking that mid control. Let's say they don't throw that smoke. You've got the player boosted up here, watching like this. You've got that flash coming out. You got players running out middle real quickly and taking that mid control. If you don't smoke this position at the start of the round, you've pretty much given mid control to the T's, or given them a very good chance of getting that mid control. So very good idea to smoke that. You could also think about nade stacking on an eco here if they're going to try to rush it, or if they've been doing that a lot. Bunch of different things. This is why Counter-Strike is so fun. Molotov. Look at all that. Look at all the possibilities. Look at all the brainness. I love this game. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm TheWarOwl, and let's get in Owl Vision. Ew.